Hey, hello, SpeedGaming viewers. My name's Edgeworth, and I'm here with Fizztastic, the Matchbox percent record holder, and Elastoid, and we're going to be running Shadowrun. Elastoid's got his hand on the controls, but we're just going to be driving him nuts with commentary.
Yeah, so this category is called No Major Exploits. It's a category that I sort of fought for here because I was looking for one that would be easier for newer runners. So there are a couple tricks, glitches that we use in the any percent run that are sort of difficult to execute. Frame perfect for menu manipulation and all that. So we're keeping that out, and that's made the route a lot more hectic and difficult. So I'm gonna get started here. One of you want to count me down?
All right, in five, four, three, two, one, go.
Thank you. All right, so we're gonna wake up in the morgue here, as is cliche for I think all stories begin with waking up in the morgue, and just immediately we're going to scare everybody away because they think we're a zombie.
I mean,
Yep.
let's be realistic. These aren't particularly good doctors if they couldn't tell whether you were dead or not.
We're just not gonna leave before grabbing one of their scalpel.
Oh yeah, scalpel you'd think would be like an early weapon or something, but no, you use it to pick a lock and that's it.
Gonna get the good doggy out of the fountain area.
Yeah, usually you have to deal with a cutscene, but if you just kick the grate open and run as fast as you can skip that.
This or did that room poorly, but fortunately, this is a run where there's a very large difference between my estimate and the my PB because a lot can go wrong. This is a category where you sort of need a lot of to thread a lot of RNG needles and a lot of execute. Well, it's just the marathon safe version of this is about 10-15 minutes longer.
Yep. So in that room, we picked up our and that's his phone number, which is gonna be used a little bit later when we get to the Grim Reaper Club.
Yeah, I think in the cage. But yeah, this is a game where there are a lot of items that you pick up. It's an adventure style game where you find keys and clues and figure out what you're supposed to use whenever. So the speed run through it. I mean, we obviously don't pick up anything we don't need. So all the puzzle aspect of it. Oh, if you would die, please, thank you. All the puzzle aspect is sort of cut out, but if anybody hasn't played this game, it's a rich and rewarding experience. It's a lot of fun to figure these things out.
A casual experience is very different from this.
Oh yeah.
Hopefully we get an encounter here, so they're not behind an XP.
Yeah, we need 1 XP for this encounter. The way XP works is 8 XP equals 1 karma, and you use karma to level up your skills. It doesn't tell you when you get XP, but these fights are worth 1 XP. The fight of the orc that we just fought for the gun was worth 1 XP, and then the gang member that we're going to fight is worth 22. So we want it to be an even 24 for 3 karma.
So this game also uses a keyword system in order to advance the plot in dialogue sections, and we're not going to be getting nearly all the keywords that you can get, but we still have to get a lot of them.
Yeah, there's actually been some advancement recently, or a change in the route rather, as a result of this category where I realized I could get certain keywords later, which means I don't need to scroll down past them as often. So that Grim Reaper route is quite different. I didn't talk to the bartender a second time. Instead, I'm going to get the hiring keyword from this guy.
And this would be the place where normally in any percent you would dupe your pistol or your armor to get more money.
Yeah, I'd be duping the armor to almost went the wrong way there. I'd be duping the armor for 1,000 million, which I would use to purchase 6 grenades, which makes the king fight way easier. Unfortunately, we can't dupe it, so we just have to sell it. And running through these arena fights without any armor at all it's pretty taxing. It's pretty hectic. So instead, we go ahead and sell the gun because we get a replacement.
Yep, so we're gonna come visit again our good friends at the morgue to get some tickets.
Yeah, because I'm wearing shades, they don't recognize me. Which, I mean, you guys aren't very smart.
I mean, they couldn't tell you were dead. Or not dead, rather.
I mean, you're still wearing the same clothes. You still smell like death, but the shades totally throw you off.
I'm wearing a jacket with a bunch of bullet holes in it, you know?
Yeah, that's true, because you just took it off the orc, right? So... Probably still smells like gunpowder.
Like, this makes perfectly sense. This guy's a cop.
Yeah, a little bit late for Halloween in that graveyard, but it comes complete with the zombies.
So this shaman, he's sitting there looking for help. If you if you heal him, you can only heal him with the slap patch. You can't come back and heal him with the heal spell. If you heal him, he gives you the magic fetish, which you don't need at all, but you do need the magic fetish key. Here we're queuing up video calls. This is technically an exploit, but it's not a major one, so it's allowed. Like
saves a couple seconds on dialogue.
Yeah, it saves a couple seconds, like waiting for the. I went to hit a split, but it saves a couple seconds waiting for the dialogue to end, so you can dial the next number, and it doesn't particularly impact the difficulty of the run or anything. It's not really worth disallowing. So this fight here with the gang leader or gang member, this is going to take forever because my accuracy with the zip gun is not very good. So now's a pretty good time. Fizz, can you tell anybody about sort of what you've done for this game?
Yeah, sure. I've only run the Matchbox category, which skips basically an hour of this run. I've also done a little bit of testing on stuff like the menus and some routing elements.
Absolutely, Fizz. You've been real helpful with those tasks, and has confirmed which, like when you're in a situation where you're like, I don't know which is faster here. He'll help me out with that. So we're bringing our firearms up to 3, which is important because the zip gun that we've been given has an accuracy rating of 0. And the way accuracy works, you're going to hit X out of 8 times, where X is your gun's accuracy plus your firearms skill. So our gun's accuracy is 0, our firearms are 3. We're going to hit almost half the time here. These are
a great improvement.
Yeah. These arena fights, once the enemy takes a certain amount of damage, you'll move to an area and just stand there and shoot. So we try to take as little damage as possible by sort of knowing where to expect it's going to move. Like this guy, if I can hit him. Oh man, this is bad.
Come on, game.
Yeah, this is not going well.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to rest an extra time, I think.
Yeah, that's a little too much damage, but I mean, at least you're able to save the fight. There are definitely some tricks that you can do to prevent the AI from fighting back, and setting them up are very important for the speedrun.
Yeah, you know, once they turn red, which is the term for when they have taken enough damage that they change their attack pattern. Once they turn red, they will stop. They'll move to a certain spot, and you shouldn't be taking any more damage, right? So whatever their HP bar actually is almost irrelevant for it when compared to the amount of damage they have to take before they turn red. So this mage fight, I'm going to stand right here, and oh, come on. Hopefully, yes. Spend some time moving and not attacking.
Yeah.
And then
just upped your body to 4, which in this game, every point of body is an extra 10 hit points. So it's going to help a little bit.
You can see he's turned red, he's not attacking anymore, right? If I moved closer to the center, he'd be firing at me very, very quickly, but, yeah, we're sort of gaming as AI. Normally, we wouldn't have healed before that fight, but because we took so much damage from the heavy dude, you can take 0 damage from that heavy dude, but we wound up taking most of our HP bar. So we had to rest an extra time. This kid sells slap patches. A lot of time was shaved off of this bit because we don't have the data jack keyword yet. Or even the king keyword, which we're going to grab here.
Yeah, you have to scroll through it each time, so if you can save like two menu inputs, it's a pretty nice optimization.
Absolutely.
Yeah, the menus are very slow in this game. Like, just opening and closing the menu is like 5 seconds.
So now we're going to go fight the king. This is the fight that has changed the most because we don't have any grenades. So, this fight definitely going to be more difficult, but run to this. Oh, I'm fighting the mage. I'm wrong. Let's not do that.
I think you just saved.
I did save. It's cool. You can die against the king, so like it's not common to die against the king, but you can die, and we don't want to. We're gonna ask this character about the king instead of just taking the next fight. That mage fight is terrible if you don't get the setup right. It's the worst. Okay, so the king, when you run over here, he's going to spend most of his time running back and forth. So this is the spot you want to stand in when you're shooting at him. Because you can see I'm hitting him but not damaging him. He's got 1 armor, so my 1 to 3 damage is actually doing 0 to 2.
Can you allow yourself how many slap patches for this fight? 2?
Generally try to allow myself 2 slap patches. For the marathon, I'm allowing more because I can take an extra fight if I need to, or make some other adjustment. Normally, like this is a category that, you know, there's a lot of safety that you can build in. You know, so if you're aiming for a 90+ minute speedrun, you can handle this category fairly easily. And then there will be a lot of places where you can sort of shave time off as you get better at this. A lot of these arena fights are are way easier if you heal beforehand or if you buy extra slap patches and everything. If you spend too much money, there's an extra arena fight that you can take. There's plenty that can be done. So I'm not doing this as safe as possible, but I'm doing this safe enough that I know I can get through it. I definitely recommend this category for newer speedrunners. So we're bringing the body up to 5. We're going to try to take 3 fights without saving, or without having to go back and rest. So those fights are going to be the mage, then the samurai warrior, and the ferocious orc. The mage, I'm going to start by moving to the down and to the left, and then firing. Oh, I moved a little bit too far. Fine, and then I'm going to move straight up here. And that gives me... Not only does it give me a little bit of time to shoot at him while he's not shooting at me, but more importantly, when he turns red, he's going to move to the bottom of the screen. You can see he moves down there, and I'm fine. I'm going to heal up a little bit.
That was a good fight.
I didn't get the shots off that I really wanted to, but it was fine. You know, like... next is one of the harder fights. This is the skill cap right here. Or this raises a skill cap. It's the Samurai Warrior fight. Because when he's close, he will attack you with this claw. When he's far away, he will hit you with his Uzi. The Uzi will do
You
up...
really don't want him to hit him with his Uzi.
That's correct. Now the Uzi will do up to 8 damage. The claw does not. So he is... Try to stay close to him. Ah!
You really want to be... Oh my god. Yep.
Yeah, that was just 7 in the span of like a second. He's capable of doing more.
Yep.
You basically have to run up and hug this dude.
Yep. But, we got through it. Yes, you can keep fighting after the king. They don't kick you out. He won't say anything to you. I took way too much damage in that fight, or in that sequence there, and I might be in trouble here. So this guy, you move up here, he's going to move back and forth sort of like the king, and then he'll have a dialogue when he turns red. So when you see that dialogue balloon come up, go. I might die here. Yep, I died. Ah! Yep. Shout out to Osteoclave, he's in there. He discovered a new way to beat this game. Something that would be a new category if it weren't so, memey. Okay, so yeah, we didn't save between those fights. I took just a ridiculous amount of damage with that ferocious orc, unfortunately. Gotta take those 3 fights again. Again, I moved too far here. I think that's the main difference, actually, between emulator and this, is I think you can move the character between during transitions more than you can. It doesn't matter. Right now, yeah, see, this fight's going much better. Took a lot less damage here.
I think you have something like 6 to 8 frames to move the character between transitions. Like, the screen's still gonna be black, but you can move.
Yeah. And I think you get a little bit less in emulator. I'm not for sure about that though. So, Samurai Warrior again. Positive is I get to show off this real difficult fight twice. Not damaging him at all right now.
Yeah, I mean the zip gun mostly taketh away, it doesn't even giveth.
Oh, no, I'm standing right next... What are you doing?
Oh yeah, that was not so good. Yeah, that was... You're probably just 1 frame off and he was able to pull the gun out.
No! No!
Alright, you got lucky he missed on that one.
Yeah.
terrifying. Holy cow.
Okay, so we have one extra slap patch than we did over the last fight, so we should be fine here. So yeah, somebody, if they're interested in trying out this category, they can experiment with different movement patterns and everything, and then what most likely they will do is they will wind up just copying what I do. I'm actually fairly proud of the amount of experimentation that I've done to get this figured out. This ferocious orc, again, being very unkind. Not taking nearly as much damage as he's supposed to, and he's feeling it out. Oh my god. Okay,
Oh no.
I'm actually gonna save now between fights, because that's just that's not kind.
Yeah, that's the risk you take.
Yeah. This is a game where, you know, on the best day, or on your best day, not marathon luck, but RNG, just bad RNG can destroy you here.
And there's no real way to like control RNG in this game. Like every time you shoot, depending on which frame you're shooting.
Oh no, I didn't do that right.
Damage value.
Okay, so we're just gonna go over here. We're gonna shoot at him, and we're gonna save after this because I got that wrong. So, to answer the question of what the firearms level is here, firearms is at 3, but zip gun's only it's got 0, so. Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are basically relying on your own skill with the gun. The gun is not contributing anything. You would be better off throwing the bullets at.
Where'd I put what? The Wi-Fi extender? That's going to be upstairs in my room. Sorry, I was answering a question of my brother. Yeah, the positive is I've built in enough safety for this, so I still don't expect to go over.
Very generous.
Yeah. Well, because this arena can absolutely screw you over. I expected more trouble with the gang leader fight, but like I very rarely have difficulty with this segment, so hoping for a better gang leader fight. See how this goes.
Yeah, the car yards tend to be a run graveyard. But once you get one off the ground, you can. There's definitely a lot of momentum from this point on. So.
Yeah, and that's by design when I was coming up with the way the category would go, because I wanted to front load all of the RNG. That way, if you're going to lose a run to RNG, I would much rather lose it 20 minutes in than lose it, an hour and a half in. So deliberately, this is an RNG heavy area, and then the game gets a lot easier after that. Although you never know, the Jester Spirit might be unkind. Okay, so Samurai Warrior, and we're going in with full HP, so this should be fairly easy. I use that word should. Also doing a fair amount of damage to him. No! That was just poor execution on my part. I got greedy.
Oh god, an 8.
See, he turned red early because I was doing more damage. So, that's one of the dangers for this, is if you do more damage than you're expecting, he's going to move earlier than you expect. And if you're not on top of it, you'll die. This ferocious orc just doesn't have the firepower anymore. We're coming in. Usually you can handle this with 20 HP and be fine. He's been rolling pretty lucky, and I've been rolling pretty unlucky, but I've got 2 slap patches still. He's gonna roll over here.
Yeah, I mean, you can see it's still continuing. That is a ton of HP.
But yeah, he says keep on running, and then just stand here and shoot him.
It's free at this point.
Yep. This is what I mean when I say once they turn red, they're done. That said, you still have to be able to hit them. So the reason we don't increase our firearm skill too much is because weapons have an accuracy rating. So if I were to increase my firearm skill to 8, I would never miss with the pistol. But I would also never miss with these later guns. Because they'll have higher accuracy ratings. That was 4, right? Yeah, that was... the gun that we're about to go by, the shotgun, has an accuracy rating of 2. So that means we're going to hit 5 out of 8 times. It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a humongous upgrade, even with respect to the Beretta that you start with. It's one of the reasons why we spend so much time in the car yards rather than trying to muddle through the main storyline. It just makes life so much easier when you have that shotgun up front.
Absolutely. Shotgun we're going to be using for the majority of the game until we can get the assault rifle, or assault cannon rather.
Which is at the very end of the run almost.
Yeah. There is an Uzi which does the same amount of damage as the shotgun, but we don't bother with it because it does the same amount of damage. The difference is when you hold the A button, the Uzi will auto-fire. That can be important because there's lag in this game, depending on how many things are shooting. So even if you were to train yourself to hit the A button frame perfectly every time, the frame that you have to hit it on changes based on what's going on the screen. So there's really no way to predict it, and the ability to just hold A is very helpful.
Yeah, there wasn't much lag at this point, but wait till we get a few Shadowrunner and start casting magic later, and you're gonna see this is a very laggy game.
Absolutely. So that means that the Uzi is definitely an improvement on your overall damage. The question is it worth its 30,000 price tag? The answer is yes when you're doing any percent. This is the hardest fight in the arena. And I didn't equip the weapon.
Oh yeah, that's no good. So the reason why that guy is so difficult is simply because you lose targeting on him so easily.
Yep. Typically, when you put the crosshairs on an enemy, it'll follow them. This guy is the only one in the game who, because he circles around you and everything, the crosshair will lose focus. So you have to move it slightly to keep focus on this guy. So it's a very difficult fight. Also because of the math. Although...
Oh wow, melted.
Well, I mean, if I'm gonna get bad RNG for the other fight, we might as well get good RNG for this one. Okay, so I'm gonna do this without saving, which means none of these grenades are gonna high roll, and I'm just going to get complete. That's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, this trick is very similar to the queuing of the video calls earlier. You just throw the grenade and instantly hit the start button to throw another one.
Absolutely. You can use a duplication glitch here, but it's not allowed because no major exploits. So we only have 6 grenades to throw. Oh, and we got through. All right. So all the time that we allotted for the gang leader to be terrible sort of wound up going to that ferocious orc.
I love it when a plan comes together.
Yes, indeed. What are we doing with Karma? I do not remember. I don't think we have anything with Karma.
Charisma and body, perhaps?
Yeah, charisma and body is already handled. I remember now. I sort of hold off on it and use it for magic. It's There was a while where I put it into firearms, but I didn't notice much improvement in speed, so I stopped.
Are you not getting the data jack keyword from the deck?
You are right. Thank you.
Oh yeah, I took notes for this.
I'm so glad you took notes for this.
That would have been unpleasant.
Well, I mean, it would have meant that I had to walk back.
At least it was just one screen.
Yeah. So this gentleman also gives you the data jack keyword. In the previous route, we would get it immediately in the Grim Reaper Club, and I've run that route so many times that I still forget to grab it in the car yards. But it so improves your dialogue speed. You spend a lot less time in that dialogue menu when you don't have that keyword. Every time you have to buy a slap patch, you have to scroll down to the heal keyword. So it's much faster when you don't do that. Come into here, we're gonna buy this sharp wooden stake, and we're gonna talk to this Moon River about talismans, so she gives us her phone number. Because whenever you meet a woman in a talisman shop, it's best to ask her for her phone number.
Right. Now we're heading to probably the worst doctor in the universe.
Yeah, so you go to this doctor and you say, hey, I'm not sure why my data jack isn't working. And he says, oh, well, I'll take a look. And then, antics ensue. Y'all want to explain?
So this doctor is basically Dr. Nick, and in the process of examining your data jack, well, oops is not something that you want to hear from a medical professional. And that oops and that ticking means you have a bomb in your head that is about to go off, and you need to go get it defused. It's there to protect information from your data jack, but what that is, we don't know yet. All we know is we're about to get a real bad headache.
And a refund. I didn't even know you could get a refund from that guy.
Oh yeah. If you ask him again, he'll give you a refund. Money's tight in this run, so we will be grabbing some new yen from the Rustilettos, and we'll be grabbing the refund from that guy, which will pay for one of the better Shadowrunners in the game, this guy Orifice. The only downside to Orifice is that he leaves very quickly. He does a lot of damage, he fires at a really high rate. Is generally a strong dude you want to bring into combat, but if you take him to like Drake Tower, for example, he'll leave before you get to the top of Drake Tower, let alone getting into the volcanoes. He's good for this Rustilettos mission and not much else. But first, there's one reason that you have to come back to 10th Street. And I wish there was a way to avoid it, but you have to come all the way back here just to grab this water. I'll have 4 slap patches. Didn't take any damage from that gang leader. That was amazing.
All the damage was on that mage fight.
Yeah. Well, the mage fight, when you do it well, is different. But my character was moving way more during the screen transition, so I was winding up in a completely different spot. Which is why I now suspect that that's a difference between emulator and console.
Well, that went pretty well. You skipped the cutscene altogether on that one. See if we can go 2 for 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna head to a new area here. And
2 for 2.
As soon as we get there, there's a fight with these 2 orcs. Probably one of my favorite dialogue in the game.
Ah, you swine!
Ah!
I don't know if it's more the dialogue or his face that makes me laugh the most, but
It's just really good.
Yeah, so we have 30 minutes to find this area back here. If you don't know where it is, it's real rough. You can kill the Rustilettos, go into Jagged Nails, and then ask about a street dock in Jagged Nails, and they'll tell you about Dr. Maplethorpe back here. Give you his phone number so you can call and ask about it, but generally, not easy to do.
Yeah, what you really need here is just the Cortex bomb and $2,000. So that keyword is very important to get.
So normally we would purchase some slat patches from this gentleman, but we won't be doing it because we've got 4.
So at this point, anyway, is heal the heal keyword on the second page?
No. Heal word is it's closer to the end after he gives you head computer, so you can sort of like it's better to ask him about heal after head computer because you're going to scroll back and then move up. But either way, yeah, it's never going to be on the second page. Ooh, Orpheus took some damage here. 9 damage. The cars on that street are another example of where you can just get completely screwed by RNG. You can get hit by 3 cars, and they can do like 10 damage each time. It's a run killer right there. So they don't like following you into clubs, and this is the one time you have to fight where you're in a club, so you can't have anybody back you up there. We're gonna get the ice keyword, then we're gonna go hire Norbit, who's another one of the better runners. He fires at a high rate, got an Uzi, pretty durable, and he stays with you forever.
And let's not forget, it's also crazy.
Oh yeah. Funny, like when you're playing this game, they're like, "Oh, you shouldn't hire crazy people." Like people will tell you, "Oh, don't hire Norbit. He's crazy," you know. But it's not like he betrays you or anything. There's another runner who betrays you. So if I stand right here, this guy will never walk into the spot where he has to stand in order to attack you. So if you do that, you can prevent him from attacking you.
It's pretty great. I didn't know you could body block people.
yeah,
well, just
get a very easy kill on that guy.
Just that guy, he's got an interesting bit of AI where he has to move into that spot after the dialogue to kill you. This room typically goes pretty fast. You can just run through these guys and they'll die.
There's 2 guys that are coming out of that door.
Yep. This dude has a shotgun, or has a crowbar rather, so sort of nice to be able to grab that. We're going to use a slap patch before we go in, because I predict we're going to want to use it.
Probably there's quite a bit of people waiting on you on the other side of that door.
Yep. The any % route used to use grenades on this gang leader to stop him. We don't do that anymore, but I do move all the way over to the left here, so one of the heavy dudes here doesn't attack us. And this fight is very chaotic. It depends entirely on who Norbit and Orpheus choose to attack. Oh, get out of the way. Get out of the way, Orpheus. Oh, you kidding me? So yeah, because I moved to the left, that
far.
Yeah, that's why I moved to the left, is so that gang member, that heavy dude, goes, I guess I'm not invited to this fight.
Yeah. A little bit of a camera manipulation, keep people off screen.
Yep. I did that wrong. That's fine. So yeah, our charisma's at 4. So we can hire 2 Shadowrunners. We're gonna go in there and try to hire Kitsune, which means we need 1 less Shadowrunner. Or I should say 1 fewer.
Fortunately, there's a very easy way to do this.
It was great,
Yep.
It was great, Orifice. It was fun.
Yeah, I mean that Orifice getting hit by a car actually helped you out a little bit.
Yep. So she's gonna give us some leaves, and we're gonna hire her. And
and her spell list is incredibly important to getting through the back half of this game intact.
Absolutely, like
yeah, she has a summon spirit which hits everything on and off screen, which is like probably the best spell in this game.
it hits everything that's currently engaged with you, which is an interesting caveat. There are rooms in the Bremerton where the heavy orcs at the bottom will not attack you until they're on screen, and because they're not attacking you, Summon Spirit won't hit them. So it's real annoying, and it makes it so the spell just isn't worth using there.
Yeah. She also has the invisibility spell, which is very good because people don't attack you.
Yep, and she
even
has
while you're shooting them.
And she has a maxed out heal spell, which with our HP as low as it is. The reason we like slap patches is because the reason we like slap patches is it allows us to pause the game to heal. They don't do much in terms of healing, only 10 per patch, but it's enough that it's useful. We're gonna give Kitsune the leather jacket here because she likes to die, and don't particularly appreciate when she does that. So the 1 armor that we can give her is yep.
Yeah, the 1 armor may not seem like a whole lot, but it adds up a lot when you start running into enemies with rapid fire weapons, and it's just suddenly Kitsune gets hit like 4 times at once, and it's just awful.
Absolutely. It's taking 1 damage off of every bullet that she's receiving, and she's receiving a lot of bullets through the course of this game. Towards the beginning, like in the Rat Shaman fight that we're about to engage in, he is our primary source of damage. And then later, when we're going into the Drake, she's just a battery, because you can't raise your magic high enough with the karma that you're given reasonably to get through. Here you see the power of Summon Spirit. Missed that one, but...
Yeah, Drake Tower is the biggest sort of test of attrition in the entire game, and being able to get it done in 1 go is incredibly important to getting a good time in this. A lot of times, so if you're just doing this casually, you might bounce out of Drake Tower 2 or 3 times just because of how much damage you take.
Absolutely. In fact, the speedrun, before I took on the any percent category, would leave after Drake Tower, go back and heal, and I cut that out.
Oh, very low roll on that.
Oof.
That's actually fine, because we're going to cast it many times here, but definitely don't want to die. Those rats were doing a lot of damage. Normally...
Go ahead.
Yeah, normally in any percent, you'd have a mesh jacket here and be taking 6... Oh my god!
Wow! Wow.
So,
It must have high rolled like 5 times on that guy.
yeah, really high rolled the rat shaman, so you guys don't get to see him.
That's very good though.
Yeah, I'm quite happy to see that. Also, shout outs to Tridden and Droth in chat. Both of them excellent people, members of various communities. Droth makes some excellent hurlers, and Tridden, I know, did a Chrono Trigger run earlier in this marathon. So, so we're off to the Jagged Nails. We're going to hire another Shadowrunner. That's going to be Steelflight. The reason that we're going to Jagged Nails before we heal is because we want Norbert to die. The same way that Orifice outlived his usefulness, so did Norbert. He's a lot more durable than Orifice. He took a lot less damage, so it takes a little bit more time to kill him, but... So, we've got a couple things we have to do. We learned that the Dark Blade knows where the Jester Spirit is, but we don't know where the Dark Blade... or we don't know how to get into contact with the Dark Blade. She does, so it's a good thing that we had her number. Now we're going to hire Steelflight. And we're going to learn that vampires really hate their strobes. Because it's real bright. We're going to offer a magic fetish to get into the Dark Blade. Oh, come on. And we're going to buy a strobe. Or we're going to borrow a strobe. So, we're gonna do 2 runs together here. Most of the time you do, like casually, you do the Dark Blade, and then you'd go home and save and all that, and then you would do Bremerton. But because Dark Blade, you don't actually take much damage, you don't use much healing, you just go up to the vampire and use the stuff. We're not going to worry about it. So we're going to put all this karma that we've accrued into magic. And this is one of the points where, like now, if we were to die or lose the run in these spots, it's very difficult to recover. I'm not sure if I lost.
Lego flies.
No, I didn't.
Lego
Okay.
flies. Lego flies. Lego flies.
So,
Lego flies.
going in here normally, you just walk by this guy, but in this case, it's actually easier to tell him why you're here, because he's going to let you go by and you don't have to do a fight in this room. Oh, and what's going on with my inputs here?
There you go.
Yeah, and also of note is behind the Dark Blade Club is the best weapon shop in the game, and it's just in a weird spot. And if you don't explore every corner, it's very easy to miss it in a casual run.
Absolutely is. It took me a long while to find it casually. And they update their weapons intermittently. So if you visit like right away, you can like you can get like the fully concealable jacket if you visit after having climbed to the top of Drake's tower, but before killing Drake, you know. Oh, we're gonna actually kill them here.
Yeah, there are a lot of nice things that we kind of skip over in the speedrun. There's some of the, I would say, more expensive augmentations as well, like the dermal plating. That's pretty nice, but it's just too out of the way for us to get.
Oh yeah, like you'd have to go back to Dr. Mapplethorpe after visiting the Jester Spirit. You know, there's plenty that we could do, but it's just not worth. You know, you're losing time in order to get it all done. But we will take the time to grab the mesh jacket that guy dropped for some added safety, because I don't like going into this room with no armor. It's a dangerous room. You can get swarmed by ghouls and stun locked. Kitsune can die the same way, because she doesn't move, like, won't try to evade any enemies, so... yeah, just generally gotta...
You really don't want to get banged up by these ghouls. They're very dangerous.
They are. It's an embarrassing way to lose a run. Because you don't usually lose a run there, but oftentimes you can. So this vampire, we're going to stake him 3 times. The vampire knows the name of the Jester Spirit, but he lies to you. Then you're supposed to go through his computer to figure out that he's lying to you. And then at threat of death, he'll finally tell you, okay, the name isn't Nirwanda, it's Laughlin. And then you just kill him.
I mean, you get an incredible amount of money off of it. Why wouldn't you?
Yeah, he had 5k on him. You know? And you care about the 4 karma as well. So we're gonna do a quick Nuyen check. Yeah, okay, we're good.
Very good. Now we're going to another incredibly long segment of this run. The boat.
Yeah, so... this is the part that I struggled with the most trying to figure out. Because if you go to the boat right now and say, I want to go to the Bremerton, he's going to tell you, oh, we can't go there, there's mermaids. And the mermaids will attack the boat. But the key thing that he says is that the mermaids are attracted to the warm runoff from the factories and everything, keeps the waters warm. So you're supposed to figure out, oh, so if I can somehow cool off the water, then that'll be fine. Meanwhile, when you go to this club, their ice machine wasn't working earlier. And you discover that their ice machine has been fixed by this gentleman who's standing in the corner now.
And this guy can sell so much ice to you, so much ice, that he can affect global cooling in a small area. just by the amount of ice you dump in the harbor.
Yeah, here's a weird guy. He says, I only sell ice a ton at a time, and he sells you a ton of ice for 100, which seems like a pretty solid deal.
Yep, a very solid deal.
Pun intended. It's because ice is a solid. And then, yeah, so you dump a ton of ice at the docks, and that cools the water off, so the mermaids go away. And that'll allow you to go to the Bremerton. But we're going to skip all of that dialogue and all of that figuring out. We're just going to dump the ice right away. And then go over here. Oh, I have to kill this dude. Kitsune's taking a lot of damage. She's at 4. We're gonna heal her.
Oof.
That's one of those instances where RNG can really screw you up. You can't get through this without Kitsune. Alright, like, that would have been a reset. And that would mean doing Dark Blade again. Which would mean we'd probably be like something like 3 or 4 minutes over estimate. But it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. It's all fine.
Yep.
That is far again.
It's fine.
Everything is fine. All fine. Newer runners could take these fights and get a large amount of karma. I've never had a use of for it, but you know, it gives you additional magic, or it gives you additional HP for Drake, which can always be useful. Where's the crowbar? There's a crowbar.
Use that trusty crowbar to open this ship door.
Yeah, it's weird. I think that it's like a mistake that they made with the crowbar, because every door that you encounter says it's rusted shut, and you'd think I can use a crowbar on a door that's rusted shut, but no, not until you get to the door that's locked. That door you can use the crowbar on. You go, well, if I could use a crowbar on locked doors, why can't it use it on all the other locked doors? No, just that one locked door. We want
We're gonna do like 5 or 6 set of these staircase, and you can lose a lot of time here because you can get 0, 1, or 2 enemies in each and every one of those rooms.
Yep.
Yeah,
and you have to go through them twice.
Yeah, there's really no way to dodge it. You have to deal with it, and like, yeah, there's a massive orc in the way.
Yeah, and this is the room that I was talking about, where if there's an encounter up here at the top, I can't use Summon Spirit and hit the guys at the bottom. Right, they aren't engaged, so they won't attack you. So Summon Spirit doesn't hit them. It's a hassle. The other issue is Steel Flight. We don't want him to leave, and he'll leave after a set number of encounters. So if we have too many encounters on the bridge, it's possible that Steel Flight won't be there for the Drake fight. And that would, in like a real run of this, like a non-marathon setting, that would be just an end of the game, or an end of the run, because there's no good way of killing him without exploiting a loophole that's sort of not allowed. If that happens here, we're just going to go ahead and use the exploit we're not supposed to, so this won't be a true run of the category, but we'll still be able to beat it. But I'm really rooting to keep this pure for everybody. Anybody who's interested in Shadowrun, I highly recommend running this category.
It cuts out the frame perfect tricks.
Yeah, it cuts out the frame perfect tricks. It cuts out it's not pixel perfect, but it cuts out having to find that cluster of pixels that you can stand in to kill Drake without taking any real damage.
Mm-hmm. And you can build in a lot of safeties in your route.
Absolutely. This is a great category to set goals and then consistently improve on them. You know, you don't have to start out having an amazing time in this category. You can just do what you can, and then the mages, incidentally, are engaged from the very beginning. This room. You can just start out with a decent time and then improve on it. This is a category where I think a new player can easily... Well, I shouldn't say easily, but a new player can handle this in under 2 hours, which I think is important.
So this is a very dangerous room here. Have to cast Invisible right away.
So, the way you're supposed to handle this room... These enemies are immune to damage. The way you're supposed to handle this room is to flood the room, kill the enemies, and then come back in while they're dead. That takes too long, so we're just going to go in, use invisibility to cheese them.
But yeah, it's real important to get those invisibility casts off as soon as you can, because that is a lot of damage that they can dump out.
Yeah. So the trick is when you walk into the room, it's tempting because, you have to hurry. It's tempting to move right away. What you want to do is just not move when you walk in until Kitsune and Steelflight take their positions. So then Kitsune will stand in the same spot every time, and it's really easy to get the cursor onto her. Now, once that's done, and you cast invisibility the first time, then you're perfectly fine. But somebody who's just trying that out and tries to panic and move right away, they will have a lot of difficulty.
That slime was really out to get you there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, come on. Feels like you're the worst. You're standing in front of Kitsune, so I can't cast Summon Spirit here.
What a troll.
What a
Even
troll. I almost went before I got that karma. That would have been a minor mistake. I'm looking for a page for this player. Okay. Gotta give that guy a little bit of time to move past you before you, Or you okay, oh, this is interesting. If you hit the, switch, it'll turn the mines. Well, the mines, the previous world record before I touched this category didn't do that. Just tried to heal past them. It's like this game has not been played by a whole lot of people. It's not nearly as optimized as something like Super Metroid that's been played by hundreds of runners. So yeah, there's some things that fall through the cracks. You never know when you're going to find something that can improve the run. So if you're thinking about running this category, absolutely welcome to the game. I was pleased to have my world record taken by a guy called Emkin. I'll be going after it again sometime soon, but for now, I'm the second on the leaderboard for this game.
For any percent.
For any percent. This category, I'm the only one who ran it, so I don't I don't know if you can call it a world record.
So the world record is the best world record.
Okay, so once that dialogue comes, you can actually talk to the jester. It can be a pain to damage him enough. Oh yeah, and Kitsune almost dies. It can be a pain to damage him enough that he says that this time he played along. So did the Rat Shaman, incidentally. So we're all set here. Once you go through this door, it actually changes a few things. It brings the vampire back to life, so you can go through that door and continually farm the vampire.
Holy cow! That parting shot, I was very concerned about Kitsune.
Yeah, I just hits him for 14 for no reason. Okay, so now we have the invisibility spell.
There we go.
Oh, wow.
We got a question in chat. Is this being played on console?
This is being played on console. I've generally used emulator, but I do have original hardware finally, so this is actually the first time I'm completing the category. I've done some practice, but I haven't done a full run with a timer on console yet. So whatever I get here, this will be the console world record.
Yeah. And if you do play this on console, I highly suggest having a controller with great L and R buttons because you'll be using them a lot.
Absolutely. Though if you're playing the any percent category, the more important thing for the controller I found was the start button needs to be of a harder rubber than usually comes. You have to hit the start button frame perfectly, and it can be a problem. Oh, I need tools. Our computer up. Okay, so this is the more heart-pounding run of all of them.
Oh, hey, at least we get to save again.
Yep. Which is fortunate. If I were going to split this up into two categories, or sorry, into two runs for the marathon, then I'd have a lot more safety. But I'd be losing several minutes, and that's just not built into the current estimate. So we're committed here.
Yep, we're heading up Drake's Tower on our way to an helicopter ride.
Hey, just being a real jerk.
Yep. Jeez.
What am I
I still
doing?
have 3 firearms.
I still have 3 firearms, but like I said, I've got an accuracy 2 with the weapon I'm using. I was hitting him, I just wasn't getting through his armor. So I was low rolling every time I hit him. Hit him for 1, 2, etc.
Yep, so we're gonna be doing a lot of these computer segments.
I forgot.
Basically from now on.
Yeah, this is where the computer skill becomes mandatory right now. Now, the interesting thing is you can use the cyber deck out of another Shadowrunner's inventory as well, and you'll see that happen sometime later, because the ice starts to do a lot more damage the further on you go in the game. But this is a pretty easy pattern, so no reason to take the extra time.
Will you stop? There we go. Yeah, so I tend to use the my own cyber deck in computers where I can get through without any combat, because if I have a particularly poor run in terms of karma, like if I just don't run into enough fights and everything, then I won't get my computer up to 6 by this point. Oh. And if that happens, well, I'm going to use Steel Flight. Most of the time I can easily avoid all the IC, though. Depends on the... It depends on the computer. We're going to cast Invisibility on... Okay. We're going to have her cast Invisibility on me. The key here is getting through using as much of Kitsune's magic over your own as possible. So, because she takes forever to load up her little power ball, we can't risk letting her cast invisibility on herself. She will die. She'll take too much damage in the meantime. So she casts it on me after I cast it on her. You know, sometimes I'm taking fights and sometimes I'm not. That depends on the position of the computer. If the computer is far enough away from the enemies, then you can use it while they're just off screen. But if they're on screen and fighting you, then you can't. So on those floors where the computer is positioned right in the heart of the action, we have to take the fight. Incidentally, those are also the ones where the IC get in the way and you have to use the fight.
Yeah, these squares that turn gray are not random. They're always fixed, so you pretty much have to memorize where like all of these are, or do like I do when I started running this game and just print them out.
Yeah, I wound up taking a lot of screenshots of my emulator and going through that way. So once again, this computer is far enough away that we don't need to worry about taking the fights. So we're going to skip whatever fights we can. These computers.
Fortunately, some of these computers are repeat from one another, so they couldn't program like an infinite number of them.
Absolutely. And the IC tend to do consistent damage. I think you should heal yourself, just to be safe. The IC tend to do consistent damage throughout these computers. Okay.
Yeah, if these were procedurally generated, this would be a much, much more difficult speedrun. But for now,
I gambled and I got lucky.
hey, you did it.
Again,
Yeah,
we're gonna kill all the enemies here.
Yeah, this particular samurai warrior is a bit of a pain because he runs off screen and makes it. Ah, good, he's dead.
So, just as a note, the cursor definitely has some peculiar characteristics. There's a little bit of acceleration when you're moving it around the screen, so that in and of itself is a huge part of the skill of this run. Is just not only being able to move the cursor properly, but being able to position.
Oh, you're almost dead.
Positioning people to make the cursor movements easier for you.
Today we just display that Elastoid does not know how to menu. Accidentally initiating dialogue with Kitsune, all that. But yeah, Steelflight has 100 HP. He has very high armor, so he very rarely takes enough damage that he needs to be healed, but he did this time. He was down to 17.
And after that, there is one last floor on this tower, and we're gonna be out of here.
It really is incredible how many high rolls you've gotten hit with this entire run.
Yeah, at the same time, you know, Summon Spirit's been hitting for a lot and got us through some stuff. You know, like, the luck has been... It's been a lot of highs and a lot of lows and not a lot of what's expected. I almost forgot, I also do this computer.
Yeah, to get a little bit of extra money.
What do you mean I'm too far away? I'm right... Jerk.
Steelflight is too far away.
It actually uses your position and not Steelflight's.
Oh, it does.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah, it's a little annoying, because when I didn't know that, I spent all this time, like, trying to get Steelflight closer to the computer. I don't remember this one at all. So this is why I'm using Steelflight.
Oh god.
I believe it's the lower one, though. There we go, and we should be getting, like, a data file we don't care about. But also a 10,000 from Drake's account, which will allow us to purchase that assault cannon.
Love it.
How are we doing on spell points? We're so good on spell points, because we have 90 instead of 80.
Much like in Dungeons and Dragons, in Shadowrun, dragons are absolutely loaded.
I mean...
Oh, no! Wrong spell! Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
How are we doing? We're fine. We're fine. I'm just gonna skip it. I'm just gonna run.
We're fine. Oh, God.
That was supposed to be an invisibility spell. Instead, we cast a Summon Spirit, but it's fine. We haven't had to use a whole lot of healing because we've been doing alright. So she's still got plenty of spell points. I've still got plenty of spell points. And this computer may look familiar. We've run into this computer, I think, twice already. No, this is the second time we run into it. We'll run into it again in the next building.
Yep, the first one in the entryway.
Yep. Okay, so at this point, Kitsune is gravy. Like, it's great to have her, but she's not necessary. Don't... Okay. If he killed them all, that would count as a fight and might potentially make Steelflight leave earlier. Okay, so this guy, he's gonna helicopter us to the Drake volcano. How's our heat? Fine. And our time is fine too. We're doing pretty solid here.
Yep.
This dude is not nearly comparable to the Troll Decker in the arena. That one does up to 13 damage. This one does not. Got very low accuracy as well. Kitsune is fine. You can see here Steelflight's not standing anywhere near this computer, and yet he's going to be able to use it.
Yep, so in this volcano we're gonna be doing pretty much the same thing we did in Drake's Tower, except there's a lot less enemies here.
Yep. And we don't take any fights because all of the computers are fortunately in these other like rooms separate from where all the enemies are. So I'm gonna let you heal yourself.
There are a bunch of rooms in the volcano that we're never actually going to see because some of the halls loop around in themselves. You absolutely can take the wrong path in a casual run and take a lot more damage than Elastoid is right now.
Absolutely. Plus, there's a lot of money to be had here. You know, there are a lot of computers you can hack. You learn bits of the story from data files. You get all this stuff. It's got a lot of content that we're skipping over.
Yeah, I want to give a special shout out to that room we've just been in with the one guy that died in one shot. I call that room the lag room.
Oh yeah,
because in the Matchbox run, you're alone here. You don't have any Shadowrunners with you. You don't have a gun, so you pretty much have to run through that room, and that guy will throw like 18 grenades, which, if you're unlucky, can make you lose like 5 seconds just to lag.
Absolutely. Fortunately, when you have Steelflight will instantly kill him every time. Wow.
Oh, you're getting unlucky on the ice here.
Oh, I got very unlucky. But, you know, we still got Kitsune, so be able to heal Steelflight up. At this point, like, Kitsune is guaranteed to die at some point. We don't really mind if she does. Like, it's useful when she can cast invisibility and save me the spell points, but it's not necessary. I believe it's this.
You got unlucky on that one. That guy can spawn on the right side, and you don't even have to fight him sometime.
Yeah, I didn't choose the most direct path though, so it was this combination of being unlucky and just executing a little off perfection. Which is the name of my autobiography, by the way, A Little Off Perfection. Oh, I remembered that was that feels pretty good. Then that's just 12,000. So that should bring us up to 36. So when we sell the shotgun, we'll have enough money to buy the assault cannon.
Assault cannon.
Yeah, all of these computers you skip in any percent because you're completely hacking the. You're duplicating all of your weapons and basically bypassing entire economy system.
Yeah, when you need to print money, you don't have to go digging into the volcano to get what you need. But I guess at the same time, even in that run, you're also skipping Akimi's information as well. So, which I think you would only see in a casual run.
Oh yeah. Or I've used it as a donation incentive for Akimi is such a high class socialite that. You have to break into a a computer at a deep corporation in order to get her phone number. And she is not at all impressed at what you went through to get her phone number either. When you call her, she's like, "Why are you calling me?" Oh,
So
finally
we're
ran
gonna
out
be
of
coming up
stealth.
on Drake really soon here. Like 2 rooms.
I'm impressed that Kitsune's still alive.
She might die in the next room.
He will die here.
Yeah.
There she goes.
Yeah, all right. But
Okay.
yeah, when it comes to lag management, her dying sooner rather than later is helpful.
Well, I mean, especially once she's out of spell points, it's like, why am I keeping you around? So, this next fight, Drake, when you're near him, will breathe fire and it will absolutely wreck you. And you have to be near him in order to shoot him. However, if I go over here, I can get into a spot where Steel Flight can shoot him. Oh, come on, Steel Flight. Okay, so Steel Flight's gonna shoot him, and my... oh, hell. My job is just to avoid these ice that are coming down. But sometimes in dodging them... Killing me, Steel Flight.
It's the revenge from the ice cellar. But yeah, Drake has normally 250 hit points, 125 since we got the Jester Spirit. But it still takes a little while for Steel Flight to shoot him down.
Especially when I can't get him to stand there and shoot him.
Yeah, and he gets ice dropped on top of him.
Yeah, it's like herding cats dealing with the AI sometimes, but this looks a lot better.
Yeah.
And plus, with all of the heal points you saved by using Kitsune's magic, this is a lot safer than it typically would be.
Yep. And typically, like, if I didn't have Steel Flight, I'd have to stand in a very specific spot where he'd still be using his ice attack, and I'd be able to hit him. But, yeah, if you want to see that, tune into the Any % in Questing for Glory on the 11th. Which I might attempt, though, like, having Steel Flight kill him, it's slower, but it's so much safer. Steel Flight is actually taking some damage here.
Yeah, all that ice is beginning to pile up.
There we go.
Now, if you think this took a long time, imagine doing this without the Jester Spirit.
Yeah, it's basically double that.
Yep. So we're gonna ask this guy about the head computer, and he's gonna say, "Oh, yeah, here, you can go to the Ineki building."
Yeah, and fortunately you don't have to walk all the way out of the volcano, because that is a trip.
Yep. You do have to walk all the way out of the Drake Tower, which is a bit annoying.
It is quick though.
In an Any % run where you're getting less karma because you don't complete the arena, it can be real hectic. Because sometimes you're just barely out of spell points and everything, and if you take any like side damage from these dudes, it causes a lot of trouble. So we've got one last run to do. Basically Drake is the main antagonist of the game, and we just killed him. But they pull it turns out he was working for someone else the whole time. Something that is less of a surprise if you've been hacking every computer and reading all the dialogue and figuring everything out. It's highly telegraphed, but if you haven't, then Pushkin saying, "Oh yeah, Drake was working for somebody else the whole time," is a bit of a surprise.
Yeah, their goal is to take over the internet. I don't know why they would do it. They could have it.
Yeah, so just before we go in and kill everything, we're going to go ahead and purchase a new weapon.
The assault cannon.
Yeah, the assault cannon, we barely have enough money for, but I mean, that's part of the plan and everything. I managed to cut out, there's a computer that's a bit out of the way that gives 24,000. I managed to cut that out. It does make it a little bit more dangerous cutting it out, because it means that you don't get to purchase the 20k armor. But now that we have the mesh jacket, it's good enough. So we're gonna give him the shotgun, and he's gonna say, "Oh, okay. Here's 75,000 or 7,500, which is enough for this assault cannon." Oh, and we forgot. Okay, so we're gonna go back. Fortunately, we still have enough karma. I knew I was forgetting something.
Oh, you didn't put enough strength?
Yep.
I'm too weak to lift this assault cannon.
Well, it is basically a 6-foot railgun.
Yeah.
You know.
What's impressive is you don't need max strength to use it. The recoil on this thing, it's a cannon.
Like, I think it would be just hilarious to watch you scoot backwards through the electric building. Like maybe that should be the consequence of not having enough strength. You can fire it, but it also launches you through like 3 cubicles in a computer.
That would be
That
amazing.
would be actually a very funny movement option.
Oh man.
Can't wait for the ROM hack now.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm rooting for a randomizer ROM hack. I think that would be quite useful. This is like a lot of games in that the majority of the content you don't see in a casual playthrough. Because most of the guns aren't as good as the shotgun, so why would you ever buy one? Right? And like most of the spells aren't as useful as invisibility, so you don't really worry about it.
Yep. There's a reason why it's one of the 3 spells you get in the well, it's one of the 3 spells you use in the Matchbox run.
Yeah.
Invisibility, Freeze, and Summon Spirit. Which is quite funny because you don't even get to use Freeze in any percent.
Man, if you could get heal in a Matchbox percent, it would be a lot easier.
You do have heal in Matchbox percent.
I thought it gives you every spell but heal.
Does it? No,
Yeah.
oh no, you are correct. It doesn't give you heal.
Yeah.
But even if it did give you heal, you don't have any time to spare to heal yourself.
Well, you wind up leaving and going use the bed, right?
Well, yeah, but at that point your run is just dead and you reset.
Oh, I guess it's because you're worried about your total MP, I guess.
Yeah, that's the only thing that matters in Matchbox is your MP.
Fair enough.
And the run lives and dies on your Summon Spirit RNG, essentially.
This is the time. This is the time we choose to kill Steelfly. We're killing him because we're waiting for the elevator.
The other thing with this, too, is that if you had any other gun and tried to kill Steelflight, this would take forever.
Yeah.
Yes, it would. It already did because we were low rolling, but yeah. So this assault cannon, like our previous gun, does anywhere between 1 and 8 damage. This gun does anything between 1 and 20. So you'll notice a difference in the damage that we're doing here. This gun would be great if we could use it on Drake. We can't. We could have used the assault rifle, but it doesn't increase your damage by enough to matter.
And now you're really gonna get to see the power of the invisibility spell.
Yep. If
Shooting down these guys and they can't do anything.
Yeah, if Steelflight was here, they would be shooting at him, and that would take a lot of time. Right? It would lag the game out considerably.
Yeah, these rooms are basically up to capacity when it comes to sprites on the screen, so adding Steel Flight just makes the whole thing chug even harder than it does normally.
Yep. Okay, yeah. I went the wrong way, but it's fine.
So, by the way, if anybody is sort of a glitch hunter, if you can figure out a way to get 7 out of 7 computer skill, let us know.
Yeah, this game, so the way computers work, you can have up to 6 computer skill, and you have a 1 in 7 chance of beating an IC for every point. So, even when your computer skill is maxed out, you still only have a 6 out of 7 chance of beating an IC. And these ones here do anywhere between 1 and 48 damage. Which means you can lose a run at the very last. Like, there's nothing you can do, right? It's not.
I have lost multiple runs there.
It's not common, but the very first time, like when I was on world record pace, the first time, like when I was about to get the world record, I got screwed over by the RNG. On the last IC, I died twice, or I failed combat twice and it killed me. It was an experience.
A Shadowrun experience.
Yep. You're always just throwing numbers at everything, so sometimes the numbers don't go your way. It's fine though.
Yeah.
I feel like that is a faithful adaptation of the dice rolling part of the tabletop game, though.
It sure is. If you want the big contrast of like how much RNG can affect your run, my world record for Matchbox is a high 16 minute, like 1650 or something. The tool assisted speedrun, which gets basically perfect RNG on everything, saves like 4 minutes on that. Just on pure RNG alone. The route is exactly the same.
I can't even imagine what the task would be for this one.
It would save quite a chunk of time, that's for sure.
Great deal of lag here.
4 minutes on a 16-minute run, you know, it's gotta be at least 15 to 20 minutes on a hour and a half, hour 15 run.
So here we choose not to kill everything in here, because like other rooms in the past, if you can get all the enemies off screen, you can use the computer. It's dangerous to do what I'm doing, but I'm a man who loves danger.
Yeah, all you have to do is just be very careful and get invisibility off as soon as you leave this area.
Yep, because they do a lot of damage, and we do not have the armor that we typically would. I do. Incidentally, Fizz, that's a faster way of doing that room.
Yeah, it is a faster. It's a little bit faster than what I was doing.
Yeah, wasn't sure if you caught that difference there, but
yeah, you told me about that. It saves maybe a second or two, something like that, because I do 2 extra combat on the right side.
So of note, if you have bad RNG luck in that hallway, you could end up getting ambushed by a troll decker, and that's not fun.
oh yeah, if the other elevator opens, like if the elevator going down opens before the elevator going up, troll decker will come out of the elevator going down and will absolutely destroy you if you're not prepared. I think invisibility is going to run out here, but it's fine. I'm going to have to heal anyway.
You're getting invisibility 3 for this?
5. It would actually be lower, but because I don't have wired reflexes, it takes a longer time to kill these guys.
True. So
yeah.
you get the, I think it's 25 second of invisibility?
Officially, it's
Something
supposed
like
to be 15 second per level, but it has. I don't know. I guess their definition of seconds is very different from like the rest of the world.
It's the Shadowrun seconds.
Life is fast paced in Shadowrun. Okay, so it looks like I might be either like exactly on estimate or just a little bit over.
I think you're gonna be a little bit over.
Yeah.
Considering what happened in Car Yard, that's actually not bad.
Yeah, I'm not too sad. After the ridiculousness that was that ferocious orc that just refused to die. As far as execution, wasn't too bad. But yeah, RNG is out to destroy you. So we just
Speaking of RNG,
so we just crossed out. Just to be sure, we're going to heal so we can handle one failed max damage combat. Let's see if I can remember the new path through. Man.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it because he's dodging everything, but these two rooms are absolutely riddled with mines.
And when it says program downloaded, that is done. Okay, so 47 seconds over estimate and 47 seconds worth of apology to SGLive. Big shout out and thank you to SGLive for letting me show off this category. It's a newish category. You can see it's got a lot of RNG in it. But generally, I think it's an interesting one and one that a newer speedrunner would probably enjoy. So with that, I'm gonna throw it to you guys to give like your last goodbyes and everything, and we'll give it back to SpeedGaming.
It was absolutely great being here. Glad you invited me. And yeah, try it out if you want to. It's a great speedrun.
yeah, thanks for the invite as well, Elastoid. And even if you haven't played this before, at least give it a casual run. It's a lot of fun, and it's, I would say, a hidden gem on the Super Nintendo for sure.
Absolutely. So big thank you to you guys. If you guys haven't followed them, it's at twitch.tv/edgestream for Edgeworth, and it's /Fizztastic for Fizz, I believe. Yeah.
Yep, it is such fantastic.
Excellent. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and we'll throw it over to SpeedGaming.